Washington, this is VOA News. Shakeup in Kenyan security leadership after deadly attack. NATO warns of tensions with Russia getting out of control. I'm Ray Kouguell reporting from Washington. Two top Kenyan security officials are being replaced following a terrorist attack that left 36 people dead Tuesday in northeastern Kenya. The Somali militant group al-Shabab claimed responsibility for the massacre. VOA's Gabe Joselow reports.
In an address to the nation, President Uhuru Kenyatta said he accepted the resignation of Police Chief David Kimaiyo and has nominated a new cabinet secretary for Interior to replace Joseph Ole Lenku. The changes came after gunmen attacked workers from a quarry in Mandera County near the border with Somalia as they slept in their tents, an attack claimed by the Somali militant group al-Shabab. Activists called for both officials to step down during recent protests in Nairobi, demanding better security following several terror attacks in Kenya. The most notable was last year's deadly siege on the Westgate shopping mall, also claimed by al-Shabab. President Kenyatta called for Kenyans to support the war on terrorism and continued military involvement in Somalia. Gabe Joselow, VOA News, Nairobi.
President Obama is urging Congress to pass $6.2 billion in emergency funding to fight the Ebola virus before the holiday recess in a few weeks. Speaking at the National Institutes of Health near Washington Tuesday, Mr. Obama said money to battle the disease is running out. He said passing a bill would be a Christmas present to the American people and the world. President Obama said eliminating the disease remains an urgent priority, even if the American public's attention has shifted elsewhere. This is VOA News. Security officials say the Lebanese military is detaining a wife and child of Islamic State group leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. The woman and child are being held and questioned at Lebanon's defense ministry after being picked up 10 days ago near the border with Syria while carrying fake identification cards. There's been no reaction for the Islamic State. The United States declared Baghdadi a global terrorist and is offering a bounty of up to $10 million. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is calling for early elections after firing two key ministers over a series of policy disputes. Mr. Netanyahu dismissed Finance Minister Yair Lapid and Justice Minister Tzipi Livni, who he said had harshly attacked his coalition government. French lawmakers voted Tuesday urging the government to recognize a Palestinian state, joining similar moves elsewhere in Europe. Lisa Bryant reports.
Je vais donc mettre aux voix la proposition de résolution.
As expected, the measure urging French recognition of a Palestinian state sailed through France's lower house, the National Assembly, supported by the dominant left. The final tally, 339 deputy votes in favor to 151 votes against. The text asks the government to recognize the state of Palestine with a view to reaching a definite settlement to the Middle East conflict. Practically speaking, it carries no weight, but it offers a symbolic boost for the Palestinians. Lisa Bryant, Paris.
NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg says increased tensions with Russia and military activity on both sides could spiral out of control. At a NATO foreign ministers meeting in Brussels, Mr. Stoltenberg said he expects the situation to go on for a long time. VOA's Al Pessin has more.
The Secretary General said Russia's actions in Ukraine have serious implications for security throughout Europe and North America. He said the moves, along with Russia's buildup of troops along its western border and increased air patrols in the direction of NATO, have caused the alliance to increase its troop presence and exercise tempo in its eastern regions, putting two powerful and increasingly hostile military forces in close proximity.
The situation with more military presence on the borders, with more SNAP exercises, with more military activity in the airspace around NATO borders, increases the danger for accidents, for misunderstandings.
Al Pessin, VOA News, London.
Ukraine's parliament voted in a new pro-Western government, placing foreign technocrats in key financial roles. The new cabinet of Prime Minister Arseniy Yatsenyuk took shape Tuesday as government troops and pro-Russian rebels announced another ceasefire. I'm Ray Kouguell in Washington.
That's the latest world news from VOA.